Hey guys, this is Nathan Booth, and I'm going to show you guys around my application Dungeon Companion. This is the second week of integrated product deployment, so final project. Really, it's the sixth week of final project, just the second week of that class. But I made some good headway this week. I'm still nowhere near where I need to be personally, how I feel about it, and I'm sure anybody that watches it and knows the curriculum will agree with me on that. But I did get some features that were requested earlier this week on Monday working that were important for me to move onward. So I'm pretty happy about all of that. Um, One of those things was switching my backend system over to Parse, and that has had a love-hate relationship from me on it. So, anyways, without further ado, I will go and show you guys my application. So whenever you first launch it, you're actually going to get a login screen. I know it's not skinned. None of the app is skinned yet. And the login screen, quite honestly, looks terrible at the moment. I just wanted to make it where it was relatively easy to input everything. So this actually has a few aspects to it. You have the login, of course, and then you actually have a sign up screen. Let me show you that. And you also have a forgot password screen. And all of that works. So if you forget your password, you can type it in and they'll send your email account that you signed up with link for you to reset your password. It's not the most secure system, but it works, and it's what Parse has available. And then the sign up does actually take in all of your information and makes an account. So I'm just gonna sign in with. Also, if you do if you don't have this stuff, it'll actually give you errors on it. So it'll tell you that so and so is invalid and doesn't work. So I'll just go in with the test user that I built for it. I think that's the right password. Should be login. It opens up the navigation drawer immediately because it's our first time opening it. That's something that I've continued to have since last week. Recent items is still empty. Characters looks the same still. Dungeons looks the same still. I'm working on getting lore to actually being that two-pane view for the filters. I have the filters in the background. I just need to actually apply them to the working system. And I'll just go to recent items, so that's that plain screen. I'm going to have this universal search. You can log out from in here, which is another thing I put in. So it will cache your user if you close the app without logging out, so that you don't have to log back in. But if you log out, then you have to log back in, and it takes you back to that first screen. I can actually show you that real quick. So there you go. It's logged out. You're back at the beginning. You have to log back in. Right now, the ad system is like this. Adding a character doesn't do anything right now because of some problems I'll talk about in a little bit. But if you add a note, you can say, so this is the campaign name, so we will call it the note campaign. Campaign characters, we'll just put my name in there for now. Failing at typing right now. Campaign NPCs. How about we'll just put in Magneto for no other reason than just putting it in there. Campaign progress. Here you can basically say, we just left the starting town. So the only reason why I'm going through and typing out everything is so I can actually kind of show you guys concepts here. And the campaign rules is homebrew mutant classes. Let's go with that. So that's just so you can keep track of any unique things to that actual campaign. So if I click submit note, it asks me if I want to. If I click cancel, it will allow me to keep editing. If I click save, then it will take me to the dungeons page, and it will give me a little toast saying that it saved successfully. If I go back into my data browser over here, you should see campaign notes, and so you can see all of the information that I just put in. I have a filter working for that, but I'm still working on actually getting it to be functional. As I showed you last time, I showed you some of my databases. Now I have all of that data put into Parse, and that actually gets loaded up at the beginning. I could show you whenever you before you even launch the app, because let me close all this so I can actually show you things that matter. So whenever you first open the app, it actually launches this application. That's the wrong file. Sorry about that. There it is. So a class that extends application, and this is where I initialize parse. And the reason why I do this is I found previously whenever I'd navigate to a screen that was one of these starting screens, if it was the one that initialized parse, it'd have a problem. This makes it where it launches once and only once every time the application is reopened, so it doesn't double initialize it and end up crashing the app. The parse enable local data store is there so that I can cache things like the user and in theory any queries that are made and everything. Right now everything is remote data because I've been having a lot of trouble getting the non-remote data working, and I can actually show you an error of that. But you have your classes query right here just because I wanted to have it query the database for these base things right when it started, and it was supposed to save them in, but this is the code to save the classes query, right? And whenever that's in, it has an error that, from what I can tell, is actually a bug with parse, which is annoying because that is the correct code. It gives you a thing saying that the query is too long or something along those lines. And I looked into it, and currently I couldn't find a solution, but I know in the past that the people that work at Parse, their answer was basically you just need to update the version of Parse you're using or update your SDK. Unfortunately, I'm using the most recent of both, so I'm not really sure how to approach that problem. I'll probably be posting it this week. I didn't hit it until yesterday, and I kind of just moved on from there instead of trying to figure it out immediately, because I didn't think about how it would incapacitate a lot of the parts of my project at the moment. But I have all these filters in here, and they took time to figure out, even though they're really simple. I totally went and did something overcomplicated again at first. I did that last week with the SQL tables. I did that once again with the filters here. But once I figured it out, I actually got it working right. If you look in here, the results that you get back, if I do retrieve, I should be able to, yeah. So you can see it retrieved one note earlier. The first time it opened the dungeon notes page, it didn't have any notes. The second time it did have notes after we made one. So it's keeping track of that. 110 feats, 45 skills, 11 classes, 7 races. If you look in here, that correlates with everything we have here. So that's probably one of the larger parts. If I go into my dungeon create code, you can see the code that I had to use in order to save everything. It's actually relatively simplistic, just placing strings into it. I would say, though, the part that kind of put me behind was getting that login and sign up. The forget parse password, things like that kind of working correctly. They're not intense at all, but they still took me a lot of time to get working. So that's kind of where a lot of my resource went. Let's see. So I showed you it is saving data now, it is filtering data, it's just not doing so visually. The reason why it's not doing that visually, like I said, is that I haven't been able to get it to actually write any of this onto the device itself, and while I should be able to do the queries, and I'm working on getting the queries working visually on the lore page right now, it's something where with the character, at least the way, the character creation, the way I was envisioning it, it isn't really playing nice with. I'm kind of hitting some boundaries with parts where I'm just unfamiliar with the setup of it. It definitely simplifies a lot of things, but it's still something I'm very unfamiliar with. So I'm kind of just bulldozing my way through that, trying to get it to work out right. As far as you know, going forward, tomorrow is my big testing day because tomorrow is the last time I meet up with the rest of the people in my D&D group for quite a while. Actually, it's gonna be a while before I see them again, and I don't think. I'm not sure if any of them necessarily have tablets or not. I might end up lending one of them a tablet so that they can continue to test it throughout the week. But I'm still making a decision on that. Oh, by the way, if you go to the character, it does actually give you the page. I forgot to mention that earlier. It just doesn't have all the stuff built into it yet, or at least not this version does. Sorry. But, so I'm going to be working through the night tonight and continue to update my app. That way, I can have it complete, at least functionality by tomorrow. I don't think it'll be too much longer now that I've figured out a lot of the parts that I'm having a hard time with. Once I get the writing to the actual device down, it shouldn't be a problem. And visuals, I don't think that'll take long either, because as I've gone through, I've kind of found the things I've needed. I already did that in Photoshop at one point, so you know, all it is just applying it to the actual app. But hopefully by Monday at the latest, it will be pretty awesome. I'm thinking I will have it mostly there by then. Next week is going to be an interesting week for me. I have an interview on Monday. I have a graduation I'm supposed to go to if I can. I might not be going to on Monday. I have bachelor's party I might be canceling on this weekend. I'm going to, and then rehearsal dinner on Wednesday. We're driving up north 2 hours on Thursday, and then we have a actual wedding on Friday. So it's going to be an interesting week. So I'm going to be trying to get as much done tonight to tomorrow and on earlier Saturday as possible. Anyways, I think it's going to turn out pretty great. I'm finally getting it there. It's not where I want it to be, like I said at the beginning, but I definitely have more to show than I had last week, so I think that's a good thing. Thank you for watching my video. I hope everything is going well with your guys's, and I wish you luck in the coming week. Bye.